will be their starting quarterback for the season opener against the Texans. Despite a rough preseason, starting Lawrence is the right call, believes ESPN's Jeff Saturday.
Trevor Lawrence, from my perspective, has got to be the guy that you run out there. And I think from an offensive line perspective, they have to grow with Trevor. The two tackles have to play better, obviously, but Trevor's going to have to learn to get rid of the football and not be a statue in the pocket. You got to let the ball go on time, so that you don't take sacks or even hit.
Jeff Saturday on Barton Hahn. Another starting QB job decided, the Broncos going with Teddy Bridgewater. Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow will make his preseason debut on Sunday. He is expected to get a limited number of snaps as he continues to recover from last December's knee surgery. The Steelers starting quarterback Dwayne Haskins in their preseason finale on Friday. He's trying to lock up a roster spot. Mason Rudolph will not play. That's a signal he's won the job to back up starter Ben Roethlisberger. Big Ben not playing on Friday either. Major League Baseball revealed its postseason schedule. Begins with the AL wildcard game October 5th. The World Series starts October 26th. Game 7 would be November 3rd, its latest in 12 years.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios.
This is Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
Yeah, Trevor's going to be the starter in week 1. He'll start this week as well.
Well, there you go. That was it. Get excited about that, Urban Meyer. We've been anticipating it. Trevor Lawrence, QB1 in Jacksonville. Fellow media members, you can settle down. Relax, as Aaron Rodgers once said. My gosh. Hey, I just want to tell you, I might not get a lot of the bets right.
Okay.
But I nailed this last week.
Did you?
I nailed it. I said coming out of the game Monday, he's not going to talk to us on Tuesday. He's going to name the starter Wednesday.
Okay.
So I delivered.
Good job, man.
Just wanted to tell you, I was on the same page, Urban and I. We were right there together.
Really went above and beyond for that one.
Well, yeah, but I talked to somebody yesterday. I was like, hey, man, they're going to name him tomorrow. That's my belief. And he was like, I don't think so. I think they're going to wait all the way to week 1. And, I didn't see that ever happening week 1. But no doubt Urban Meyer said, okay, this is the time to do it. And he even hinted at it last week, and that's why I kind of went with my time frame on it, because he said, I'd like to have it done by now, but we're going to let this thing play out for the next week. So, and he didn't panic about it. The media did. Some people did. I didn't even think the fans panicked about it. That's the funny thing. The fans are the ones that usually are like up in arms about everything.
Yeah.
I thought a very small population of the fan base was up in arms about Trevor not being named the starting quarterback last week or the week before. Yet the media corps here in Jacksonville and beyond was like, what is going on in Jacksonville? Well, now you can all settle down.
Sure.
Good to see. QB1. What does it do?
About time.
What does it do in that locker room to now that, okay, he's the guy? Again, I've told you, and part of my belief in this and part of my defense of Urban Meyer, and it's fine. This is a little atypical. You don't have to name the starter. Maybe different than even Bridgewater versus Drew Lock, out in Denver.
If I was to announce now.
Bridgewater was announced today. But the reason why I think this was different is because everybody in that locker room, everybody in the city last December, in April, the minute they saw him on the field, knew this was going to be the guy day 1. So I think they had already started to rally around Trevor. When we talked to players, this kid's talented. It's going to be fun to play with him. They were talking like he was the number 1 quarterback all along, and he was going to be. So that's why I didn't think it was that big a deal. But now that it is his job, and now that he is the guy, does it change a dynamic in the locker room? Does it change anything that Trevor has to do from here into the start of the regular season? Or is it just, okay, we knew that was happening. Good deal. Let's go ride.
Well, to me, it changes the dynamic in terms of how you prepare for the preseason game and how you prepare for Houston now. Because even though the guys in the locker room probably knew that Trevor was going to be the starter, in terms of how you're handling practices of like who was going with the 1s, who was going with the 2s, was that, getting divided up 50-50, whatever the case may be. Well, now Trevor Lawrence is taking all the reps. He's taking all the reps at 1. And that's why I was so adamant about saying, why would you wait till this long to do that? Because in my opinion, it doesn't give you a competitive advantage. It gives you a competitive disadvantage when you wait this long to announce your 1 quarterback. I couldn't think of any reason why you would wait this long in terms of a competitive advantage. So that's where my mind was. So I think going forward now, the biggest change obviously is what you're going to see at practice in terms of the 1s and 2s.
Yeah, I think that will be interesting to see. What would you suggest? If you're in their game planning, you got a short week with the Dallas Cowboys coming up. Mm-hmm. Then you have Houston. This team has not played well so far. The Jags haven't. Mm-hmm. Do you need to put – no, Trevor is going to play out there. He's going to be the starting quarterback. Yep. Urban Meyer said that. So would you play him this week knowing that he's the starter? And two, how much now are you like, okay, let's go get a little work in, but all eyes on Houston. Let's start game planning. Do you need 3 weeks, or can you start that next Monday?
No, I mean, you're definitely game planning for Houston already. You know, you're starting to see what do they have in terms of what things could possibly work against them. But at the same time, in my opinion, you got to put Trevor out there game 3 against Dallas. I think you have to. I think you have to try to establish a little more rapport, kind of trying to find that rhythm with those wide receivers. So I'd like to see him play, I don't know, maybe 2-3 series, probably a quarter or so. And then also I want to see C.J. Beathard versus Gardner Minshew mano-a-mano. Let's see who wants that backup quarterback spot.
Well, and where is that now? I mean, do we value that backup spot that much that we are like all eyes on Beathard and Minshew on Sunday? And can Minshew go from anywhere from clinching to losing that spot?
I think you value it from a potential draft capital standpoint if you can trade for somebody. I don't see a big market right now for C.J. Beathard, even though he is playing the better brand of football. But I think Minshew, still being young, still having a pretty good resume in terms of being the 6th-round draft pick, starting, his rookie year, having some moderate success, going on to his second year, and then, did okay. I think he's got a lot more draft capital in terms of trades than C.J. Beathard. So to me, it is a big deal of who the backup quarterback's going to be, because if C.J. Beathard wins that battle, then the question comes, well, what do you do with Minshew now?
Yeah, and we'll see what happens there. I mean, Beathard has played himself into the competition, into the conversation. Internally, we don't know what that conversation is like as much, but they did give him a lot of money. Mm-hmm. And so, in sports, like if you go sign a 5-star recruit in college, or you have a walk-on, well, you're going to give the 5-star recruit every opportunity to succeed. You invested in the 5-star recruit. They cost you money. They cost you a scholarship. Mm-hmm. And maybe 5-star recruit's not even a great example, but 3-star even. Just scholarship versus a walk-on guy. Well, you almost look at this and is that kind of like this situation? They invested $5 million over 2 years, $3 million guaranteed to Beathard, where you had a guy who's essentially a walk-on in Minshew for $600,000, because that's kind of like a walk-on in NFL money, Sure. So it's very. Do you eat the $3 million and be that your third quarterback, or not even keep him on the roster? I can't imagine the way Beathard has played that he would be cut now. It's more, how are you going to make the numbers work? I think he's played well enough to be here, given the investment you made. But does that also give him a leg up to be the backup quarterback, is what I'm saying, because you did invest in him. And it was one of your early moves for this regime.
So you think that they keep 3 quarterbacks and then Jake Luton on the practice squad? So for 4 quarterbacks total?
Yeah. I think the practice squad to me is the Luton one's irrelevant.
Well, to me, it's relevant, though, because it's another quarterback.
It is another quarterback, but there's like 16 spots on the practice squad. Okay. It'd be different if there were 7. Okay. And then I think they would cut. They might still cut Luton. Mm-hmm. But I wonder, I don't know if you can sign a guy for $5 million over 2 years, and I think, again, 2.9 whatever guaranteed, and put him on the practice squad. Mm-hmm. But is this roster good enough to be able to keep 3 quarterbacks? Mm-hmm. It's debatable, right? I mean, you can certainly keep 3 quarterbacks and you're going to inactivate 1 on game day to get, correct, right? Yeah. So I think, man, I think right now, I think the Jags could keep 3 quarterbacks on their roster. It doesn't add up the rest of the roster-wise, but I think they have that kind of decision to make. Now, I mean, you gave Gardner Minshew all these snaps in in August.
In practice as well.
If you're going to cut him, then that really plays into the people that were critical of not naming the guy and giving Trevor Lawrence the reps. Because why did you take away all those reps and then end up cutting him? I think he's almost has to be on the roster just because you gave Gardner all the attention in practice in August.
Yeah, but and I get that, and the reps earned him the playing time, but the playing time in the preseason didn't look the best. And C.J. Beathard, played better than he did. So, yeah, they could theoretically definitely keep 3 quarterbacks on the active roster. It's probably not the most ideal scenario when you have a roster last year that went 1-15, and I think you still have some depth plays that you got to take a look at. So it's not the most ideal situation, but if you can't get any suitors for Minshew, it's probably going to be the only situation you have.
All right, let's go back to Trevor Lawrence. Lawrence is QB1 in Jacksonville. That's obviously the big story. Gotta love it, by the way. The SportsCenter updates coming into our show like Jacksonville. It's like they do a local version for us.
I know, man. We had Travis Etienne yesterday for all the wrong reasons, and now we got Trevor Lawrence today for all the right reasons.
I don't lump you into the media in my criticisms of people being a little crazy the last couple of weeks about this topic.
You definitely shouldn't.
But I respect the opinions on why. I just don't think you were overboard about it like some others.
What define overboard?
I was at news conferences and watched the reaction of our local media brethren when Urban would not say Trevor Lawrence is quarterback number one, and it was like, like, I thought that was overboard. Okay. Yeah. So that was some of it. Body language, narrative. I've seen some of the national people jump on it too. It's like, Urban, this is a college guy. What's he doing? This is not the way it works in the NFL.
Yeah.
Well, we just saw 3 quarterbacks named the starters today.
Yeah.
Today. So it is the way it is in the NFL sometimes, I guess.
Okay, but let me ask you this question. If the whole narrative was up until now that you don't know if Trevor Lawrence is going to be the starter or not, if it's going to be Gardner Minshew, do you get upset then when people say they should have drafted Zach Wilson over Trevor Lawrence?
I don't get upset about it. I just think you find one person out of 100 that would say that. Way more people were upset about this.
That is some narrative on the media as well, from national media, saying, well, Zach Wilson's looking pretty good right now. Maybe they should have went with him.
Well, they weren't saying that on July 29th. That's more the media going back and forth.
But my point is, like, if you watch how Zach Wilson has played, it's like, okay, I mean, this guy's clearly the starter. Like, there's no question mark. You probably would have named him the starter right after the second game. So, I mean, I get it. To me, you gotta be either in one hole where it's like you're upset because Urban didn't name the starter, or the other hole where it's like, all right, you get it. You know what I'm saying?
So what I'm getting at is, now that it's over, the reps that he didn't get. Here's the thing about the preseason, before I ask this question. The thing about the preseason is how they looked in the first couple of games, or how things were approached in August. It's an impossible story to succinctly write and say that Urban is right or wrong until we see them play in September, right? Because you could sit there and say, hey, Urban should have played him, Trevor Lawrence, more reps. And by September 12th, if he looks bad and they score 10 points and he has 3 picks, well, the people that said, see, you cost him reps, he didn't get enough work, and look what happened. Well, you're going to win. That would be a tough thing to defend. If he throws 3 touchdowns, they score 30 points, I'm going to be the first guy in here saying, bang, it's too bad he didn't have all those reps in August.
Wait, so you're saying you're going to put out a precedent where if Trevor Lawrence comes out week 1 against Houston, and let's say he plays out of his mind and throws 3 touchdowns, do you think the narrative around the NFL is going to be, hey, you know what, when we draft a quarterback, let's not give him the reps in. Let's go ahead and just sit him out into the regular season?
No, but the outcome of that game, and really probably the first couple weeks, will dictate whatever Urban did in the preseason, if it worked or not. And that's not just Urban. That's every coach. If it was a hard camp and you come out strong, nice job. If it was a soft camp and you come out strong, still nice job. You know what I mean? It's how you come out of camp and play early on is how we judge how you as a coach handled camp, is my point.
Sure. And no, I get that point, and I agree with you. But where I disagree is where we say if Trevor Lawrence comes out week 1 against Houston and plays lights out, and it's like, well, I guess Urban was right all along. Well, no, because how can you justify not giving a rookie as many reps as possible in practice?
I don't think
that's
we're going to say
the only way you get better.
I don't think we're going to say he's right, but if he comes out and looks bad, we'll say he was wrong.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, so we're not going to give Urban credit for the way he handled it.
No.
But the people that really said, hey, for the last 2 weeks, why didn't you name a starter even though we knew this? Why was Gardner Minshew getting these reps? They will have ammunition if it looks bad on September 12th.
Yeah, well, I mean, without a doubt. You know, and I think regardless of what it looks like, that decision will always be questioned this year. Just because I find it very hard to make an argument and say, hey, we took some of his reps away in practice, and that's going to make him a better football player.
So my point in this is, do you think, now that he's named the number 1 starter, the splitting time of reps will cost him in the early part of the season? Do you think it will show? Do you think it's a little bit of why the offense has looked sluggish in the first couple of preseason games? Do you think it would be different if he had 80% of the first team reps? Where do you fall on that? Because
I simply fall on, I think Trevor Lawrence would be a quarterback going into preseason game number 3 against Dallas if he had all the first-team reps compared to the Trevor Lawrence that we have right now. I think Trevor Lawrence would be a better quarterback week 1 against Houston if he had all the 1 reps going into that game as he is right now. That's what I think.
Yeah. I don't. Because I can't imagine a head coach, especially one as successful as Urban has been over the years, if he didn't think that, if he thought that, then he would have given him more reps. Because I don't think there was ever a doubt he was going to be the number 1 guy. You know? So that's where I differ from people. There's some part, for whatever reason, he did not feel that, I don't think. Urban, there's no way he would set himself up. He wants to win the game on September 12th.
But what was this about, though? Was this about thinking that Trevor Lawrence is truly ready, he's always been ready, or is this about giving Gardner Minshew the fair shake?
I think it was twofold. I think it was about Gardner Minshew getting a fair shake because he told him he could compete.
Sure.
But I also think it was about, if I'm preaching competition to the 8th-year left or center or linebacker or a corner, I'm preaching competition to every position.
Well, then so you can't have it both ways then for Trevor Lawrence. Like, if you think Trevor Lawrence is ready, you think he's ready, but at the same time, it's hard to get 100% confidence in your quarterback if you're still worried about a quarterback competition with Gardner Minshew. Because all the focus isn't on Trevor Lawrence then. It's also on Gardner Minshew. Hence why Gardner Minshew got the first-team reps as well.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, to sit here and say, yeah, Urban Meyer has supreme confidence in Trevor Lawrence. Okay, we'll see. But if you truly had that energy where it was like, well, let's see Gardner Minshew, let's see what he can do, well, then you're not invested completely in Trevor Lawrence.
No, but I just think there's something to maybe keeping even Trevor. I think it's twofold in this whole thing. I think it was message to the team that everybody's going to compete day in, day out. Doesn't matter who you are, right? Doesn't matter how long you've been here. Doesn't matter how much money you made. Doesn't matter where you drafted. I think that's just a coach's mentality, okay? That's not just an Urban thing. I think that's a coach's mentality. I really do. I also
do you think Robert Saleh's going through this right now in New York?
He doesn't, but he doesn't have the same situation. Let's be fair. You can't even name the backup quarterback in New York. I mean,
okay.
Serious. You can't.
Okay.
I mean,
and I can name Gardner Minshew won 1 game last year.
Okay, but he was 1/6 the year before. I mean, he was a guy that.
I mean, let's see how many wins the backup quarterback in New York's got. I don't know. You know,
none.
Yeah. Okay.
He's never played.
Okay.
And by the way, maybe doing it the way Zach Wilson and Saleh's doing it is the better way. Mm-hmm. But I just think it's a coach who wants to breed competition. We're going to keep score. We're going to keep track. We're going to see how you did. I think that's what they want to do at every position rather than just isolate a certain position, even though the quarterback, as you always say, is a double standard.
Sure.
I also think I wonder how much of this, and maybe we don't know this until later down the road, you know, when Urban talks more about it. But I wonder about, you know, for the last, 3 years in high school and 2 years in college, 2.5 years, there's really been no one pushing Trevor Lawrence. He's had the job. Mm-hmm. He was, as a sophomore, junior, and senior in high school, after he wrestled the job away because of injury, he was the guy. Mm-hmm. When he beat out Kelly Bryant eventually and took over and won a national title at Clemson, he was the guy. Mm-hmm. I wonder a little bit of this is, hey, we're going to keep that fire burning in Trevor. We're going to push him. We're going to see if we can get the most out of him here in August and have him completely ready. Now, he might have been ready anyway. Maybe I don't think Trevor really needs that, but I wonder if some of it was, hey, this guy hasn't had to compete for anything in a while. We're going to make him compete as long as we can make him compete. So maybe it was less about Gardner and more about Trevor is my point.
And if that's the case, that's fine. But if I want to see a guy compete, and if I have a rookie quarterback, I try to throw the kitchen sink at him. And I get him as many reps as possible, and I see how do you respond to those reps. There's a reason why the NFL Combine is strenuous. There's a reason why you only go on 6 hours of sleep a day at the NFL Combine. Because they want to see you at your worst. They want to see how you respond to adversity. Taking reps away in practice, to me, doesn't show, hey, Trevor Lawrence, we're going to put you in a competition. By the way, sit these 1 reps out here and let's see what Gardner Minshew can do. To me, that doesn't push anybody. That doesn't put any pressure on anybody because we all know that Trevor Lawrence was going to be the starter regardless. So I'm just from the philosophy of where if you have a rookie quarterback and you want to get the best out of him, then give him as many reps as possible, throw the kitchen sink at him, serious with the playbook, and see how he responds to that. Don't go half and half with the backup quarterback and let him ease into it then.
Let me give you one more little dirty secret about the last couple of weeks in first-team reps and second-team reps.
Okay.
I think, and you've been out there too,
Yep.
and you see this. What do they do in training camp a lot? They give guys days off. They give guys less reps. They give guys mix-in players. We've seen guys running out there with the number 2s that are really going to be out there with the 1s more often. Sometimes it's, I'm not saying Marvin Jones, but it might be Colin Johnson, who will be on with the 1s, will be out there with the 2s. Maybe it's a backup offensive lineman that's going to have to play sometime with the 2s, but he's going to eventually, maybe it was Walker Little, gets comfortable playing with all. I think the benefit to all of this was Trevor Lawrence got a chance to play with a lot of different offensive linemen, a lot of different running backs, a lot of different receivers, and guys that he will play with this year, whether it's due to injury, whether it's due to production, however they want to put guys in the lineup. I think that's what happened. He played with a lot of different players because they were mixing a lot. That's what you do in training camp. You don't. You're not just running your starting 11 out there every single time.
No, but I'm also under the philosophy of, like, when I was going through training camp with the Jaguars my first year, Mike Simmons-Walker was always with David Garrard. When I was going through the Bears, Jay Cutler was always with Martellus Bennett and Alshon Jeffrey, because those are the ones. Those are the guys that you have to build the rapport with the most. There was sometimes when I saw Gardner Minshew with DJ Chark. Sometimes I saw Gardner Minshew with Marvin Jones, Laviska Shenault. So to me, that's the difference.
Yeah. Let me go one more in my defense here, okay?
Okay.
The last 2 weeks when everybody started to make hay about this, mostly, the DJ Chark wasn't practicing. So nobody was working with DJ Chark.
Yeah, but we've seen Gardner Minshew with DJ Chark.
Oh, no, we did earlier in camp. Yeah, you're right. And then the other part of it is, if he's lacked some reps with a guy like Marvin Jones, it sure hasn't showed, because that's been his favorite target for the first couple of weeks.
Better find somebody.
I mean, it really has. It seems like that is. I told you, I did this when I was on the sideline against Cleveland. There was a lot of conversation between him and Marvin Jones. Like, you can already, there's a rapport there. You can tell. Yeah. Now, we've guessed on rapports before. Quarterback and receiver doesn't always play out that way. But you can tell that's kind of like the guy he's leaning on, whether it's the familiarity with the offense, whether it's production in the NFL, whether it's a 10-year guy. So lack of first-team reps and Marvin Jones on some practices hasn't hurt that relationship. And that's been crystal clear in the preseason to me.
Now it comes, does it hurt the offense?
Yeah.
And I guess we'll find out week 1 against Houston.
Yeah, and that's going to be that's at the end of it. That's the story.
Yep.
If they play well on offense, I'm going to come in here and say, damn, I wish he had more first-team reps. If they play bad on offense, you're going to come in, Brett, see, shouldn't have given Minshew those first-team reps. That's the way the story is going to play out.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to say it regardless. Well, you know how I feel about it. I just feel like you can't get enough reps as a rookie quarterback. That's just me. What do I know? I play defense.
That's true. It's a good point. Good point. I'm a signal caller, a gunslinger.
There you go.
We'll take a break. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. What else did Urban Meyer say? What's the latest on Travis Etienne and the offense? We talk more Jaguars when we come back on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Another partly sunny and hot day, feels like around 100, with midday and afternoon showers and storms. Tonight, partly cloudy with overnight temperatures in the 70s. And then partly cloudy with scattered showers and storms on Thursday, high 87. Then a few storms Friday, but it stays hot, still near 90. From the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Corey Sima.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds, where for a limited time, get 0% financing for 5 years, only at Beard's Diamonds.
Hi, Steve. Have a seat. I just wanted to see how your meeting with Chardonnay went.
Chardonnay?
According to your Peak push-to-talk device, you were with Chardonnay or Porsche or Bambi.
Oh, Bambi, right.
I clicked boop to talk, and I was talking, but you weren't booping.
I can explain.
Love these little things. I know exactly where my people are anytime I need them. Boop.
I was in a boopin' meeting. We got the contract to build the champagne room at the Jiggle and Wiggle Gentlemen's Club.
You have glitter all over your face.
Find your people with a boop. BoopToTalk.com.
Boop.
At Tire Outlet, we're committed to providing our customers with professional and honest automotive recommendations. Don't believe us? Check out our reviews online and see why we're Jacksonville's preferred automotive shop.
Great guys to work with, always very helpful and affordable.
With 12 locations across Northeast Florida, Tire Outlet can help keep you and your family safe on the road, wherever you are.
Wholesale prices, premium service, Tire Outlet.
If you're like me, you come home from work and walk through a messy garage hurtling shoes and bats and bikes. Well, get the Easy Garage solution that I got. It's called Easy Garage Solutions. One-of-a-kind monkey bar technology that will last a lifetime. Hang the bikes and the lawn equipment. Easy Garage Solutions. Shelving and overhead storage for boxes and bins. Easy Garage Solutions. Cabinets and flooring available too. Easy Garage Solutions. Find them at easygaragesolutions.com. Easy Garage Solutions. It's that easy.
Anyone can talk like they're a big dog, but few actually walk the talk. We're not the only plumbing company claiming same-day water heater service. In fact, a lot of customers have called us after other companies failed to come through on their same-day service talk. Fortunately, Griffin Service delivers. We eat big dogs for lunch. And we fix what others can't. Some of that's knowing the science, engineering, and craft of AC and plumbing better than the Bubbas, but it's also better planning. The key to actually doing same-day water heater replacement is having water heaters in stock and ready to go. And that's what we do. Gas, electric, tank, tankless, we got them all in stock and ready to roll for you. So if you want to avoid the bait-and-switch turd bucket tactics of the Bubbas, or if you discover you're in the middle of an all-talk, no-walk situation with a wannabe, well, you know who to call, right?
GriffinService.com.
CMC 1250697.
Hello, you have reached the Crooks R Us training helpline. Today, we're discussing the differences between a safe-touch security system and a do-it-yourself security system.
One's professionally installed and monitored, while the other one comes in a box.
Well, yeah, there's that. As you know, houses with safe-touch security systems are strictly off-limits to us crooks, for many reasons.
Professional installation and monitoring among them.
Correct. And by contrast, alarm systems that come in a box with do-it-yourself installation are a crook's best friend.
Plus, they have DIY monitoring. No comparison to SafeTouch's two-way communicator.
Excellent point. So to sum up, as crooks, you'll want to avoid any house with SafeTouch security. And tell your loved ones, if they're going to buy something that comes in a box, just make it cornflakes.
Only one security system is truly the best. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of SafeTouch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Call SafeTouch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Are you interested in going into business for yourself? Do you know how to write a business plan? What is the best use of social media? What type of loans and other financing is available to a small business? These are among the many topics that SCORE addresses through the workshops and webinars we conduct all year long. Our presenters are subject matter experts and offer great insights that can make a difference to starting or running your business. Go to jacksonville.score.org and click on the Take a Workshop tab to see which one is of interest to you and sign up today.
Slip and falls can be embarrassing, leaving you in pain and feeling like you've lost control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar Levine. After a fall, document the scene by taking photographs. Make sure to get medical attention for any injuries you may have. If you've been injured in a slip and fall, call the law offices of Anajar Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Office in Jacksonville.
Hey everybody, it's Brent Martineau from Action Sports Jacks. There's a good chance you have a smart speaker, so use it with the Espn 690. Stay up to date on the Jags and all things sports by telling Alexa or Google to play ESPN 690. It's as easy as that. Make sure you listen weekdays 3 until 6 p.m. on ESPN 690.
That was a shot in the jaw, that one. It was really coming on in practice, and you saw his big playability in practice, not in the game yet. Tough injury. How do we fill that? We're still in that conversation right now.
All right, Herbs. Listen, Herbs. I need a little more energy out of you.
Herbs, though, huh?
I need a little more energy.
Calling him Herbs, though. Maybe call him Coach Prime or Coach Meyer. Don't call him Herbs in that press conference.
I need some more energy out of Urban Meyer.
Yeah.
I understand he hasn't scored points.
Mm-hmm.
It's the preseason, Coach.
Yeah.
Did you see the quote, by the way, from Linder last week?
I did not.
It was Peter King had it.
Okay.
There was a little note in his article, and it was basically he was describing the scene after they lost to the Browns, and he was going to the podium to talk to the media, and he's all like, he's still pissed off at 85 yards in the first half, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
And I guess a Linder walks by. And starts grabs his shoulders and is massaging his shoulder, and it's something to the effect. I can't remember the quote now. It's something like, Coach, relax. It's the bleeping preseason.
Yeah.
Which is so one Linder, but also a veteran, right?
Of course. Everyone needs a Brandon Linder on your team.
Yeah. And so there is a little element of that. But the players get that. That's a weird thing. Like, we live in, I said this yesterday, we live in this world where, like, interacting on social media. I've got to listen to Ty all day last night about the defense and the offense and the plays and the this. And then his buddy comes up. I saw his buddy today. He's asked me about the plays. And I'm like, guys, let's do this week 1. Save that energy, right?
See, but no,
isn't it save that energy a little bit?
You cannot have it both ways. Because if the Jaguars came out there, Trevor Lawrence drops 3 touchdowns, that offense is firing on all cylinders, and we would be saying, well, do we get our tickets right now to the Super Bowl, or are we waiting till December? You know, like that's the way it goes in preseason. Overreaction, sure. But if the team looks good, you're going to overreact and say, I'll be honest with you, I know Tennessee's not that bad this year. We'll see with the Colts, but the Jaguars might be the team to watch.
Yeah, I know.
Well, we can't have those conversations quite yet.
Listen, I am just telling you from a veteran in the business.
Okay.
Yeah. And a veteran in Jacksonville.
Okay.
That I've seen the story. I've been just trying to. I've seen it. I've seen it good. I've seen it bad. I've seen it lead to this. I've seen it lead to that. And I thought about this.
Okay.
I was like, okay, there's a truth to that in the preseason. And my point being, the players. I think the players are on that wavelength. They're like, there's just such a difference between the preseason and the regular season, especially the veteran guys. I don't think the rookies really know what to think, but there is that distinct difference for the player, for the veteran player. And I want to say it right now. It's August 25th, 3:31 here on ESPN 690. And we have to have this same kind of mentality after week 1. Because week 1 is not an indicator of who you are. So if the Jags come out and thump Houston, it should be couched that it's week 1, and it was Houston without Deshaun Watson, and don't go buy your your Super Bowl tickets. Okay? And Trevor Lawrence throws 4 touchdowns and all this stuff. Because we should have learned that from last year.
Okay.
Right? Because Gardner Minshew, the Colts, that was the last time they won.
Yes.
I mean, and it was just a disaster. We saw it in 18, 3-1 start. Disaster. So we have... Listen, we're an educated bunch around here as Jags fans.
Okay.
All right?
Yep.
So we have to know this. And you got to know that you got to let it ride a little bit. You got to let it ride out of the preseason. You got to let it ride past week 1. You can't be too judgmental. Now, you got to see what you see and say what you say, but it can't be a determination of the way it's going to go. And week 1 is going to be the next lesson in that, good or bad.
So you're saying if the Jaguars lose to Houston, I shouldn't panic?
I'd be a little panicky if they lose to Houston.
Okay, just making sure we're on the same page right now.
I'd be a little panicky.
Okay, I'm making sure we're on the same page right now.
I'd be a little panicky, but I don't know if that means they're going 1-15. That's my point.
Okay.
I mean,
let's be honest. It's very hard to go 1-15 in this league.
I know, but the Jags just did it. And if you lose to Houston, you're like, well, we can do that again, especially seeing what we've seen in the preseason so far. So, actually, it'd be 1-16.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Yeah, for sure.
As I was sent that meme today, it's a picture of ETN and Trevor.
Okay.
As they were doing their media day.
Oh, okay.
And somebody put a hyphen in between them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We're about to go 1-16.
I got you.
I just got that like an hour ago, actually, from somebody. So I just think I think as much as the Jags were last year to Indianapolis, were like this outlier weird. That was the only game they won. They scored 30-something points. We're like, hey, Gardner freaking Minshew.
Heat factor.
Minshew Monday.
Heat factor, by the way.
Then
Heat factor.
Houston can be that team, though. That's the danger. We talked about this the other day. I don't know if I want to play Houston week 1. Now, again, if you can pick all the teams in the league, everybody's going to pick Houston to play. But I'd rather play them maybe week 10 because goofy things can happen on week 1. We saw it last year with the Jags.
But once I can't, the heat factor, though, huh? You know?
Last year with the Colts.
Yeah, the heat factor. I'm serious.
I think it was more scoring factor. They scored 30-plus points.
I think the Heat had something to do with it, too, as well. I think at the end, Indianapolis wilted a little bit, and you're going to Houston, where they're inside, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
They are.
Yeah. You get confused because it's such a big place. I can't remember if the ceiling's open or not, but okay, it's a dome.
It's a dome.
So heat will not be a factor.
Dome, actually, Monday night, Dome in Dallas, Dome on the first game.
Nice.
And then 150 degrees here in Jacksonville against Denver.
You hope
Heat
so.
will be a factor.
You hope so.
We'll be in the press box.
You hope so. Well, yeah, I'm hoping to make that cut. We'll see. So into your back, but we'll see. No, I get what you're saying. I think it's different, though, because we know, well, I assume Houston's going to be a bad team. All right. And very rarely do bad teams come out and really surprise you, per se. I think this one might have been last year or 2 years ago. But I remember when Baltimore played Miami. It might have been 2 years ago. Baltimore played Miami. And it was like one of the very first games of Lamar Jackson. And I remember it was 2 years ago because I had Lamar Jackson fantasy. And I'm like, oh, dude, you got to go Lamar Jackson. Because Miami at that time, not the best team. Baltimore is Baltimore, undefeated in the preseason. You like what you saw in the preseason. And what happened? If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure Baltimore absolutely curb-stomped the Miami Dolphins week 1 of the season. Why? Because I figured Baltimore was going to be a good team in Miami. Yeah, we'll kind of see. Well, I'm not sure on Jacksonville yet of how good they're going to be, but I'm pretty confident that Houston's not going to be that good. So if Houston comes out week 1 and all of a sudden it's like, oh, this team no. And I don't know what the whole national media thought about Jacksonville last year. I think we thought there was going to be some hope. I think Minshew coming back, Minshew Manny, all this stuff. Jacksonville wasn't going to be counted out as a bad team per se. No, they probably weren't going to win the division, but I think we both agreed, what was it, 7 or 8 wins? 500 possibly?
Right. Yeah, I think it was trying 8. Yeah.
Yeah, so they were going to be a decent team.
That's a
decent
average
to solid.
team in
NFL.
Yeah.
So even when they beat Indianapolis week 1, we were surprised, but it wasn't like, oh, get ready.
It was more than 30-something points.
Sure, sure.
Whoa.
And then Minshew looked good and everything. So we were buying into that. I'm just saying, if you come out week 1 against Houston and you lay an egg and it looks like it looked in preseason, well then, panic button time.
Yeah.
Not it's week 1, we'll get together in week 2. No. Panic button.
No, I agree. I do say I think that would be the case, even though history shows us even that won't tell the story. There's a chance the Jags could look terrible in week 1 and still win 3 of their first 6 games. I mean, that's what.
Yeah.
And by the way, 3 of the first 6 games, the Jags could look good in Houston, win the game, and still win 3 of the first 6 games.
No,
that's what kind of team they have.
I understand if I don't even like speaking to an existence, but I understand if Jacksonville loses to Houston week 1, I'm going to overreact. I'm going to freak out, and that's going to be me. And I'm going to be like, who was the guy that rode through town when the British were coming? Paul Revere?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm going to be on my motorcycle holding a panic button saying, hey, it's... And I'm going to be going up and down the Matthews, up and down the Dames Point. You name the bridge, I'm there. And I will be hitting the panic button nonstop like Paul Revere did. Because I'm panicking. To the Houston Texans of all teams. The team who how many times have I made fun of the Houston Texans this past year? I mean...
Texans fans in your mention should be something.
Yeah. Hey, Casey, go ahead and delete all the prior audio, all the prior footage from the last year. Just put it in the fire, put it in the fire bin, and let's just get rid of that. We don't need it for anything else.
Who was the guy that rode through town when the British?
I think it was Paul Revere, right?
No, thankfully you looked at me. I'm like,
oh,
I think you're right.
Yeah.
And Casey
was it Paul Revere?
Casey comes up big.
Yeah, man. History class.
The British are coming.
Let's be honest. Casey has had history more recently than us.
That's a very good point.
Right?
It's a very good point.
That is true.
That's a very good point. I don't even have the History Channel on my options for my streaming TV. So, yeah, Paul Revere. Shout out to Paul Revere.
Well, listen, Casey, you have done a great job producing this show so far. But you might want to be thinking ahead to September 13th. If the Jags lose, we might have to be doing a show on a motorcycle or in the car, waving the panic.
And go and get us a panic button real quick, too, as well. If you want to get a panic button song you want to construct.
We just start the show in here in black, all right, with sirens going off. All right.
We're going to have the front's going to be on the back holding the access while I'm on the microphone. Yeah. Panic button time.
Man. Jags are laying 3 points in that game.
Are they already? We were talking about that the other day. The guess was 4, so it's 3.
I think it started at 4, and I think it's down to 3. So what would you do if you had to? Texans +3, Jags -3.
Jaguars -3. and I'm taking it all day.
That is not confident. That is
no, it's not. But I'm trying to. I'm putting so much negativity into the atmosphere right now. I'm trying to speak some positivity.
It's so funny you guys.
Jaguars -7.
It's funny you bring that up because I'm telling you, we're in New Orleans the other day and we're having this conversation. The same thing. It's like if you had to put X amount of dollars, like a serious amount of money on it.
Yeah.
Like, what's your confidence level that they're going to go in? I mean, I'll tell you something about the Jags, and I don't know how they erase it. I think Urban helps that, and I think Trevor helps that, and they have to be the guys that change that. This team, this franchise, this narrative, this ETN getting hurt, every draft pick not working out, the losses, even when it went good, it looked fluky, it went bad quickly. There is just this overwhelming, oh my gosh, here we go again, every time you see a bad play, whether it's the preseason, the regular season, a practice. Like, there is that. There is that in Jacksonville. And there are a few towns that are like this in the NFL. Buffalo, I think, rode that same kind of feeling for like 20 years, man. I mean, they did. They could not get out of that. And I think it has a little bit to do with everybody in Buffalo loves the Bills. It's a smaller town. Like, that's the team. It's like that in Jacksonville. It's like, that's the team. There's nothing. It's not like you can split your time and say, oh, at least the jumbo shrimp are great.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what goes on, you know? Like, that doesn't happen. No. And so every focused media, fans, everything.
Our show.
Is like that.
Yeah.
And so I don't know how you escape that other than win and pile up some good things, you know? And this offseason was full of that because of Trevor and Urban. But it's got to be those guys. In what's crazy about the Buffalo situation, if you liken the two towns, it was McDermott, which when McDermott got hired, is like, okay, whatever, right?
Yeah.
In Buffalo.
Yep.
And it's Josh Allen. And Josh Allen has flipped the script in Buffalo, and really Brandon Beane has, because Brandon Beane has put together a hell of a roster in Buffalo. But the crazy thing about Josh Allen and Buffalo, what they've done, is they did it by starting pretty poor. Like, Josh Allen didn't light the world on fire right away.
Sure.
And so he still was able to overcome all those feelings in Buffalo and now has flipped the script to, quite frankly, I might pick him to win the damn Super Bowl this year.
But here's the frustrating part about that whole conversation. They're on the same plane back in 2017.
They were.
And the Bills came here. The Jaguars beat them 9-3. I think, right? Or whatever
it was 10-3.
Oh, 10-3. Yeah. They drove all that way for a field goal. But
Jason Myers didn't miss the kick.
No, for sure.
That's because Josh Lambo was kicking.
For sure. But nevertheless, though, let's think about that. Since that time, which team has obviously escalated, which team has gone downhill? And it's because of the coach and the quarterback.
Coach and quarterback, and they took a chance. They didn't say, hey, Tyrod Taylor is good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The Jags said Blake Bortles is good.
Yep.
That was it. That was really the difference. That's a huge difference.
Sure.
But 3 years later, Trevor Lawrence.
Yep.
4 years later.
3 years later, Tyrod Taylor's lungs is feeling better. I guess.
Maybe.
I hope so. Who knows?
Hopefully he scores 3 points in week 1. And that's it. All right? Because I think the Jags can score more than 3.
I hope so.
I
hope so.
By the way, we were not dogging on the jumbo shrimp there. We are the home of the jumbo shrimp. Listen to all the games here. We love the shrimp.
Absolutely. I retweet the shrimp all the time. Love the shrimp. That was not a knock on the shrimp.
Yeah.
It's still a great place to go see a game.
Yep. And go Florida State Seminoles as well while we're at it.
Yes, very good.
Yeah.
We'll be back. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. We appreciate all the support over the years of our Action Sports Jacks Dream 18. Almost $200,000 raised for local charities. We want you to be a part of this year's edition of the Action Sports Jacks Dream 18 Golf Tournament. It'll be September 20th at the Golf Club at Southampton, brought to you by Cadillac. Come check it out. Be a part of it. Get a foursome, a tee sponsor. Maybe get your business involved. Go to actionsportsjacksdream18.com. Help give back to local charities that support junior golf and also the local military. ActionSportsJacksDream18.com.
The new era has arrived for Jacksonville football. New coach, new superstars, and a new reason for optimism. One consistent is Tailgaters Parking will be delivering the very best tailgating experience anywhere at the bank. Come see for yourself. Tailgaters doesn't just talk a big game, they deliver. Tailgaters is right across the street from TIAA Bank Field. Have clean, permanent restrooms, great food options, a full liquor bar, and parking spots on a well-kept grass lot. Check out Tailgaters Parking at tailgatersparking.com to reserve your spot now.
Hi, Steve. Have a seat. I just wanted to see how your meeting with Chardonnay went.
Chardonnay?
According to your peak push-to-talk device, you were with Chardonnay or Porsche or Bambi.
Oh, Bambi, right.
I clicked boop to talk, and I was talking, but you weren't booping.
I can explain.
Love these little things. I know exactly where my people are anytime I need them. Boop.
I was in a boopin' meeting. We got the contract to build the champagne room at the Jiggle and Wiggle Gentlemen's Club.
You have glitter all over your face.
Find your people with a Boop. BoopToTalk.com.
Boop.
Hey, do you owe more than $25K on your car, a truck, or that toy in the driveway? Refinance your auto loan with One-to-One Financial. We'll not only lower your payments, but we'll put $200 cash in your pocket. Plus, we have the lowest loan rates in town. Make some room in your budget and put more cash in your pocket. When you refinance with One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union. Apply today at 121fcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Temperatures keep climbing, and hotter weather means your body needs more water. Stay hydrated. CGC Water Treatment wants to make sure the water you and your family drink is cleaner, healthier, and tastes great. It starts with the Connecticut system, proudly made in America and installed by the pros CGC Water. Not sure about your water? Call CGC. They'll analyze your water for free. I haven't had to worry about my water since I got mine installed because Connecticut systems remove up to 99% of the contaminants. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Connecticut makes the world's most efficient softeners, non-electric twin tanks that use less salt and water during regeneration. Save up to $500 on select softener and RO systems this month. Financing available with approved credit. Call CGC Water at 904-552-1242. Call and ask about Conway Club, the new service program that will save you money on salt, filters, delivery, parts, and labor. Tell them Brent sent you and find out all the details and all the great ways you can save. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com, your local independent Connecticut dealer.
Back to school or back to work, you need a ride. And Honda The Avenues has the vehicles you want. Hi, it's Matt Ray. Go to HondaTheAvenues.com right now. Pick out your vehicle, build your payment, and value your trade. You can do it all right now from where you are, whether it's at home, work, or waiting in line for a coffee. You'll get the absolute top dollar for your trade. So whether you're shopping for a new or used ride, Honda The Avenues has the best selection and the best price. Plus, they're real easy to deal with and easy to find. South of 295 on Phillips Highway or at HondaTheAvenues.com.
I love football and I love chicken wings. Hey, everybody, this is Brent Mortno. We are a lot alike, right? You love football and you love wings. Let's win the week with Extreme Wings Sports Grill. 4 locations in Jacksonville, Atlantic Boulevard, Ocean Way, 210 in St. Johns County, and the new location on Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jax, serving up the freshest, never frozen, world-famous extreme hot wings to Jacksonville since 1999. We like football. We like wings. We love a good deal. To celebrate the grand opening of the Extreme Wings Roosevelt location, get 6 wings, french fries, and a drink for just $12.99 at the Roosevelt location. 6 wings, french fries, and a drink, just $12.99. Active military gets special discounts: jalapeno ranch, Caribbean jerk, spicy blue cheese, lemon pepper. So many flavors to choose from. And, of course, they can make them extreme if you want. Plenty of space at Extreme Wing Sports Grill locations. If you're looking for a place for the entire team, try Extreme Wing Sports Grill. I love it. You'll love it. 4 locations in Jacksonville, including Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jax.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it'd be too difficult or take too much time? Then try Babbel. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel teaches you conversations that you will actually use. With 14 languages and lesson topics like travel, business, relationships, and more, you'll learn what matters most to you. Babbel. Language for life. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com.
ESPN 690 is home for the Florida Sportsman Fishing Show hosted by Captain Rick Riles. Tune in every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. to find out what's biting now. Fishing so fresh, you can almost smell it.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Austin Lane from Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Smart speakers are becoming part of everyday life, so why not use it to listen to the radio? Tell Alexa, Google Home, or any other speaker to play ESPN 690. Give it a shot weekday afternoons from 3 to 6.
Well, here's the deal. Walking into my garage is so much better than it used to be. You know why? Instead of boxes and bins and lawn equipment and beach chairs and everything else, got the couch there now. Feels like a backup couch. Ping pong table. Going to put the foosball table out there as well. So you know how you can do that? Call Easy Garage Solutions. That's what I did. and they were the solution to my garage. Monkey bar technology that will last a lifetime, so the bikes and the lawn equipment, the beach chairs, everything hanging on the walls. Easy Garage Solutions. Shelving and overhead storage for the boxes and bins, the Christmas decorations. Everything is now elevated and off the floor. So much more floor space with Easy Garage Solutions. Check them out at EasyGarageSolutions.com. You'll be glad you did. Easy Garage Solutions. It's that easy.
Hey, what's up? It's Austin Lane. Check out Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 or ESPN690.com.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Trevor Lawrence, QB1 in Jacksonville. Urban Meyer naming him the starting quarterback today. You know, you heard a soundbite from Urban earlier. How do you replace ETN? I think is going to be something we ask. I don't know if they have that guy. We talked a lot about this yesterday. Did the whole show basically on ETN. And I guess Jamal Agnew comes to mind for me. Yeah. Laviska Shenault moving him around comes to mind. I don't know if that's where they go with it. Yeah. But, I mean, those are about the only options, right? You need speed and you need versatility. Agnew gives you that. Could Tavon Austin make this team and play a role in that respect?
I mean, he has been called on to kind of play that position before. I'm not sure how much he has left in the tank, but let's be honest. We don't need a guy to get 30 reps a game. All you need is a guy to get the ball in his hands maybe 4 or 5 times a game at the maximum. So if Tavon Austin can make the team, yeah. I'm sorry, Tavon or Trayvon?
Tavon.
Hello. Tavon Austin. Yeah, Tavon. That's probably the right way to call him.
That's why I've always called him.
Yeah, that's probably the right way to call him.
Tavon Austin played at West Virginia, right?
Sure.
Now, you would have been studying Paul Revere in high school at that time, Casey.
I think he was West Virginia. Got drafted by the Rams?
Yeah, he was with the Rams for a while. It's a frustrating player.
That is correct. West Virginia.
Frustrating player because he seems so talented. Seemed like a fit, especially in today's NFL.
Yeah.
And really just hasn't done that much. Now he's been around for 9 years.
Yeah.
Incredibly enough. And
he was in Green Bay, wasn't he? Didn't even.
Is that where it was last?
I mean,
so. That is correct.
Yeah.
Didn't even. Yeah, I didn't know.
He's not one of the guys Aaron Rodgers called for to come back.
Yeah, but he called Randall Cobb, who's like 55 years old, but it's cool.
Yeah, if you can't get it done in Green Bay, can you get it done anywhere? Now, listen, the guys looked good.
Yeah.
Urban Meyer raves about him.
Yeah.
I'm afraid of this with Tavon Austin. He's that guy that looks good in camp, and then he's going to have like 3 catches all year.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't know how much of a factor is. I think Agnew's interesting.
Yeah.
Agnew, because they got him to return kicks. That's what they want him to do. But when we talked about him in free agency, he was a guy that will do some gadget-type stuff. You can line him up. You can do some maybe jet sweeps. You can do some things that maybe ETN would have done. Again, I'm not saying he's replacing ETN, but the conversation is, how can you replace Travis Etienne?
Yeah.
And then it's Laviska, but Laviska doesn't beat you with speed. Laviska can move all over the line. Maybe they move him in more places, but you can't. He's not a speed guy. So he's not going to be this game-breaking guy they thought Travis Etienne was. I think it goes back to what we were saying yesterday. I don't know if there is a replacement. I mean, that's why they drafted him in the first round. I think it changes the offense, losing Travis Etienne.
And the thing with Agnew, too, and I think Urban Meyer has mentioned this a couple of times, they think he's the best return guy in the NFL, which very well might be the possibility. I'm recalled of the best return guy named Devin Hester, who goes to Atlanta, who tries to be a wide receiver and a gadget guy, and that didn't go the best.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, some guys are just meant to be punt returners and kick returners, and when it correlates to, you know, just playing wide receiver, the gadget guy, it doesn't always correlate. And to say Agnew can't do it because he has done it in the past, right? I mean, I think, what he had, 13 receptions last year or something like that. Yeah. So, I mean, minimal, you know, but at the same time, you don't need him to have 10 targets a game. You just need a guy in space who you can get the ball to.
Yeah, let's get South Beach Gary in real quick before we hit the top of the hour. What's happening, man?
Hey, guys, a couple of things, please. I saw that, Lambeau missing another field goal. And remember we talked last week about maybe they cut that other kicker too early. Just to mention the fact that when kickers go, they seem to go really fast. And that's got to be a little concerning for the Jags that he's already missed 2 field goals. And the other thing, what about Todd Gurley still sitting out there? Isn't he worth bringing in? He's a guy who can do it all, can run, he can catch the ball out of the backfield. If he's healthy, I believe Todd Gurley's still a good player in the NFL and still relatively young. It's just injuries have slowed him down. And I'd like to hear y'all comment on that. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, man. I think, first of all, at least Josh Lambeau didn't miss an extra point like Alders Aldrich Rosas did.
Mr. Sunshine and Rainbows himself.
That was so. But listen,
That
we'll
one
be
hurt,
honest
though.
with you. We talked about this in the past.
Yeah.
When Rosas and Lambeau were competing in the spring, and everybody was like, "What the heck is going on?" Much like the Gardner Minshew kind of Trevor stuff. What the heck? Why are they still competing? There was actually more of an outcry for Lambeau being competed against with Aldrich Rosas. And I remember, my Twitter feed went crazy when suggesting this. It wasn't me that made it, folks. Like, they were having a kicking competition. Yeah. Well, then they cut Rosas early on. They're going with Lambeau, but Lambeau has been inconsistent. There's some concern about Lambeau, I think. Is he going to be like he was? Was that hip injury from last year? Is that still a problem? I don't know, but he hasn't looked as good. Hopefully he turns it on when the regular season comes around. As for Gurley, you crinkled your nose.
A little bit. Yeah. I mean,
haven't used that much on the radio.
No, for sure. See, we
gave a Trevor Lawrence smirk.
Yeah, I gave him a little. I like that Trevor Lawrence smirk. Yeah, Todd Gurley, I get it. On paper, he looks young. I think he's 27 years old, but he's had a couple of catastrophic injuries, I feel like. And last year, he did not look like himself. And in terms in the receiving game, which what you're looking for, I don't know if he can really, bring all that much. Honestly, and then there's the injury concern.
And I think they like some of the guys that they have.
I'll be honest.
I think they do.
Over Todd Gurley, I think is Duke Johnson still available, or is he done now?
He is available.
I would get Duke Johnson.
None of those guys get excited. I'd rather
well,
see
you don't play fantasy football. That's fine.
I'd rather see like a Zigbo
because
and
you
see
don't play
what he's
fantasy.
got.
I would take Duke Johnson right now. But you don't play fantasy football, so you don't understand what I'm talking about. That's cool.
Too.
Duke Johnson has been a staple on my bench for years.
Brent Auto Draft Martineau coming at you.
I was going to say, the auto draft, when I finished runner-up in the league, didn't take Duke Johnson.
Be honest, though. Are you feeling confident with the auto draft this year? Or are you going to actually draft? I mean, I
feel like I'd be more confident in because I outthink myself, outsmart myself.
But what are you going to do, though? I mean, I can tailor the drafts to meet your schedule. I know you're a busy man.
Yeah, I don't know yet.
If you're going to auto draft, at least do the service of going in and clicking that you're auto drafting and not making us wait the minute and 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's a little selfish. Also, it's not doing the show again.
Yeah, that's why I auto draft.
What a nightmare that was.
That was a bad thing.
It's a bad idea.
Hey, you got to try things. There's a reason we haven't brought that back.
There's a reason.
We'll be back. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
Galaxy Builders, they're out of this world. Galaxy Builders, they're out of this world.
Galaxy Builders is hiring qualified roof repair technicians. Roof repair technicians receive a $5,000 signing bonus and base salary starting at $52,000 a year with paid holidays and 401k plan. Galaxy Builders will provide a company truck with all necessary tools and materials. Experienced roof repair technicians can fill out the Contact Us form at galaxyfla.com to schedule an interview.
We are into that travel, baseball, and softball season now for the kids, and with that, we need a reliable car, and we need folks that are tremendous at customer service just in case we need their help. Well, the place to go is Fields Auto Group. That's what we did. My wife loves leasing her Cadillac XT6 from Fields Cadillac, part of the Fields Auto Group. It's safe. We can trust Fields Auto Group, and hey, it's luxury for less while you're on the road. Fields Cadillac Jacksonville and St. Augustine are part of the Fields Auto Group family. There's also Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. It's luxury for less at all Fields Auto Group locations in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll also be part of their exclusive Fields Amenities program, where you get complimentary loaners, car washes, and cafes. We've tried the loaner program, gone in for routine service, and every experience with Fields Auto Group has been first class. Whatever you're driving, see Fields and step up to luxury for less. Check out their locations around Jacksonville. Just visit fieldsauto.com.
Every 2 minutes, a woman in the U.S. is diagnosed with breast cancer. And in that split second, her life changes forever. The toll of breast cancer is great. The need to support those who are battling the disease today is even greater. We're fighting alongside patients because we know one moment can change a lifetime. United by hope, we can end breast cancer. Join our fight. Save lives.
I'm Action News Jax's Phil Amato.
And I'm Letitia Barriola. Back to school means different things to different parents.
And that's why we met with local moms so they could tell us what's most important to them.
It's weather. I'm Action News Jax First Alert meteorologist Garrett Biedenball.
This is our storm season. My forecast gives parents a heads up on how to dress the kids.
And it's traffic. I'm traffic expert Maritza Ross, and I'll always show you the fastest way to get where you need to be.
So, go back to school.
With Action News Jax this morning.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Here's what's happening. It's official. Jaguars coach Urban Meyer, in an announcement that shocked nobody, named rookie Trevor Lawrence their starting quarterback for Week 1 against the Texans. Jacksonville isn't doing Lawrence any favors here, but has no other choice, according to ESPN NFL analyst Harry Douglas.
You look at everything he's doing when he's trying to look downfield. Everything is moving too fast for him. Yeah. Right? Moving too fast. So he's not getting the ball to places that he needs to get it to at the right time. But as far as sitting him, you can't sit him. He's the #1 overall pick in Jacksonville. Jacksonville, the city was waiting on this. The owner, Tom, was waiting on this. I will be praying every Sunday morning for Trevor Lawrence because what I've seen in preseason, it's not good.
The Broncos have named Teddy Bridgewater their starting quarterback. Bengals QB Joe Burrow will make his preseason debut on Sunday. He is expected to get a limited number of snaps as he continues to recover from last December's knee surgery. Major League Baseball revealed its postseason schedule. All begins with the AL wildcard game on October 5th. The World Series is scheduled to start on October 26th, and Game 7 would be on November 3rd.
Do you own or rent your home? Sure you do. Fortunately, Geico makes it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. It's a good thing, too, because having a home is hard work. Go to geico.com, get a quote, and see how much you could save. Geico.com. Easy.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. This is Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
Hey, the big news today, QB1 in Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence. It's not really a secret, but it's definitely not a secret anymore. Urban Meyer makes that official. Coming up at 5 o'clock, football at 5, we'll have our quarterback report card, the rookie report card. How did the rookies do? Good reports again today coming out on Mac Jones from the Bowl School, Jacksonville up in New England. So we'll continue to talk about Mac, and does he have a chance to be the starting quarterback up in New England against Cam Newton? So that's on the way. Here locally, I love this stat. There's one college football team in town. I don't know if I love that stat. I feel like there almost should be more, right? This is an unbelievable football area.
Yeah.
Like if you told somebody outside of this area, you say the number of 3-star, 4-star, 5-star recruits, the high school scene here, obviously Florida and Florida State and Georgia and the Florida-Georgia game and all the stuff college football-wise that we have. And then you say there's only one college football team in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
It's like, that's it? Really?
Yeah.
That's odd. Isn't that an odd thing?
It absolutely is. For the wealth of talent that is in Jacksonville in high school football, it is a little
And how much we
odd.
just love football.
Of course,
right?
yeah.
It's wild. And that team is Edward Waters University, no longer Edward Waters College. It's been a big year at EWU, and right now we welcome in the head football coach of EWU, Toriano Morgan. He joins us on ESPN 690. Brent Martineau, former Jags player Austin Lane. Coach, thanks for taking some time. Big week for you guys as you kick off the season.
Thank you for having us. We're very excited to be here. Exciting times here at Edward Waters University. And, we're just ready to get rolling.
All right, be honest. How many times have you slipped up and said Edward Waters College already?
Well, not as often as at the beginning of the transition, but EWU sounds really good. Sounds really good.
It does. Hey, it's really a cool thing. I think I applaud everybody at EWU too, because I've been here since 2008. I think they've done a fantastic job from president to athletics to everyone to really promote and market EWU with all the excitement going on to Division II, to the name change, to the brand new football field and facility and other facilities that are happening. I mean, you just said it's an exciting time, but like I feel that, Coach, and I'm not even on campus. So what does that feel like amongst the student body, amongst your players, and the administration there at EWU?
Well, you hit the nail on the head. Administration has done a great job of not just unveiling the great things that's going here, but taking it a step further, being visionaries and having the vision and being able to put the university on the right path and set us in the right direction to attract the talent that's here in our local area, then also be able to attract talent from a state area and then build the brand nationally to be able to build, to gain talent from a national standpoint. So out here, it's electric. The students are walking around with a sense of pride, and every time they hear a new announcement is being made, they definitely get, again, that sense of electricity because ultimately these decisions are benefiting them as students and student athletes. And again, it's showing our student athletes that the city of Jacksonville and the administration here at under the direction of President Faison and our athletic director, Dr. Bryant, is willing to not just talk the talk, but walk the walk by investing in them.
Coach, you mentioned the vision. What have you seen from your team so far in this training camp? What are expectations, and how excited are you guys to, kick off the college football year with a brand new stadium at that?
Well, this has been a very, very, long camp for us in some instances to where we were able to get in, but we had a short turnaround time from the time we reported to playing our first game this Saturday. So the young men understood the task at hand, and, they did the work over the summer. So when we reported our first day of camp, they were in very good condition. And we were able to hit the ground running as far as installing our offense, installing our defense, some fresh players that we had recruited, cultivating some competition that we still have brewing. And, right now at the quarterback position, that thing's going to come right down to the wire. So, they've accepted the challenge, and they're eager to get out there and hit somebody else on Saturday.
Well, you play Florida Memorial University 4 o'clock on Saturday. How beautiful is that stadium? Everything they've done. Listen, players like that stuff. This is a day and age where young athletes, kids, they like the look of things. I mean, we talk to a lot of people, and my kids are in high school. It's like, that field doesn't look that good. You get that.
Right.
You get that. That's the bottom line. Whether that should factor into winning or losing, it gets people excited. It's kind of like, hey, look good, feel good, play good. Do you sense
absolutely.
that there's an excitement on your roster about playing in this new facility?
It is, and we've gone with the motto of owning their legacy. Owning their legend as well, because, they're going to be the first team to ever play into this stadium. So to be a part of that legend, anytime they talk about that stadium and when it opened, the 2021 Edward Waters University football team will always be associated with it. So right now we control the narrative of what we want to be said about this team. So controlling the narrative understands that there's hard work that has to go into it, because we want that narrative 20 years from now to be about how we set the path of winning in this stadium, how we set the path of bringing tradition on campus with the stadium. So they've embraced it. So it could have been a distraction, but I think they've embraced it. And again, they have top-notch facilities to play in. So again, that kind of takes their play to the next level. We don't have to spend a lot of time motivating.
Toriano Morgan with us, head football coach at EWU. Tigers home opener coming up 4 o'clock. Check it out this Saturday afternoon. Go see some football here in town. Again, the only college football program in Jacksonville is Edward Waters University. And, you mentioned it. There's a lot of local talent here to recruit. Does the Division II move help that? Do you think you'll keep a lot of players home? Do you even have to go outside of a 2-hour radius to recruit for your football team?
Absolutely. Going Division II definitely bolsters us in the not only the type of athletes, but the amount of athletes that we're able to recruit. And, from inception upon taking this job, one thing that we knew we wanted to be as our recruiting philosophy is to own the First Coast Jacksonville area. So we're going to cast a net and utilize the fact that you don't have to go anywhere to play. You can play right here where your family and your friends can come out and see you every Saturday. And as you stated earlier, it is some great talent here. So, we're going to do our due diligence, making sure we're out, making sure we're visible, making sure we're giving the student athletes in this area their fair evaluation to keep them home. And, again, showing them that we want them here in Jacksonville to continue their football career. So, again, that's another exciting piece, and it's shown to be a positive step already. So we're excited.
I love what's happening over there at EWU. Let's leave you with this. How legendary of a rivalry Tennessee State and Murray State, because you're a Tennessee State guy. Austin Lane's a Murray State guy. Now, you missed each other by a bit. But when you go back to Tennessee State, are they still talking about that crazy Austin Lane from Murray State?
Yes. That's a great rivalry, man. Those were some great offensive shootouts, man. I was just talking about it the other day where, we came in and it went down to the wire. And one vivid imagine that I have is Racer 1 and Racer 2 running around.
You better believe it.
After they scored. Yeah.
You better believe it. Well, no, the thing about Tennessee State is obviously they had tons of talent whenever we played them. But we always ask the question, even if we're playing at Murray State, are they going to bring their band? Because we're always hyped for their band because it's one of the best in the country. So even their band would come play at Murray State sometimes. And, our band was okay. But you bring the Tennessee State band in the house, man, we're all dancing. We're all having a good time.
Yeah. And the two championships that we did win, it was against Murray State, and they both came down to a final kick with no time on the clock.
What a humble flex right there. That was a humble flex.
But I caught the flex.
Oh, you caught the flex. So did I.
And by the way, well done, Coach Morgan, with the flex. Hey, we're going to leave you, but I did want to ask you, you coached some high school football recently. Does that help? Did that help you kind of from the college perspective too, coaching in the high school? I mean, did you enjoy that? Did you think it helped you, made you a better coach maybe at the collegiate level?
Oh, no, I definitely believe it helped me. I know it has helped me. Being able to have sat on both sides of the table as a recruiter and as a high school coach trying to help young men get into college, helped me understand what the immediate needs are to be able to help these young men be able to make informed decisions to ultimately get into school so they can graduate. And then from the college standpoint, just kind of understanding, some of the barriers that these young student athletes in high schools are dealing with to be able to help navigate those and help present a situation to where they can come to Edward Waters University and be successful.
Coach, good luck this Saturday. Good luck the rest of the way, too. But start that thing with a bang on Saturday against Florida Memorial. We appreciate you joining us here on ESPN 690.
You betcha, and thank you for having us. Go Tigers.
That's Toriano Morgan, head coach of Edward Waters University. Go check him out 4 o'clock at the new stadium there in Jacksonville. Again, only a college football team in Jacksonville. It's still a wild thing to me, but it's a cool thing. Yeah. Love what they're doing at EWU. Great to have Coach on.
So I'm on Twitter right now. I was kind of browsing through the stories. Tight end Luke Wilson, cut from the Seattle Seahawks. You might have known from.
Yeah.
The funny thing about this story is, do you know when he signed with the Seahawks? Yesterday.
And he already cut.
Had one practice and they cut him in one day.
They just need a tight end for a day.
I mean, do you? In the preseason?
Well, not only that, but they would have had cuts went down to 80 yesterday.
Yeah.
So that's maybe what happened is something similar. And I'm not seeing the story. Maybe something happened similar to Josh Allen, where he was on COVID list. And so maybe a player came off the list, so you had to cut somebody the next day.
Okay.
But why would you bring him in for a day?
Literally brought him in for a day.
Now, that's odd.
Had a practice and you're gone.
How could they sign Luke Wilson with Tim Tebow available?
Couldn't resist, Casey, and I appreciate it. Couldn't resist.
Jags still haven't brought in another tight end after releasing Tebow.
Yeah, it's fine.
They got 5.
It's not like Josh Oliver's having a good preseason or anything.
Yeah. The one thing about Oliver, he has that one game he caught, I think, 7 passes.
Yeah.
For 7 passes for 49 yards or something.
Sure.
because it was like I noticed it was like 7 yards a catch.
Yeah.
But it was still 7 catches. Just more than he ever had here in Jacksonville.
Do you see our boy Pat Fryermuth?
Is he lighting it up?
2 touchdowns with like 2 catches. Yeah, it's doing okay. He had 2 touchdowns the last game.
It's only the preseason.
Sure.
Were they the do you know? Were they the ones from Big Ben? Like, was he out there with Big Ben?
Oh yeah. Getting those prime time reps in with Big Ben because it's probably gonna be pretty good. But it's all right.
The Jags tight ends actually have done a pretty nice job the other night.
Sure. Luke Farrell looking good,
but they didn't even use. They still haven't really used O'Shaughnessy. He's hardly played.
Chris Manhertz.
Manhertz played quite a bit the other day. I think he had. Was that catch against Cleveland or was it the other night? I think it might have been the other night.
Yeah.
But then Farrell had, I think, a couple of catches. Mm-hmm. Ellefson might have had a catch in that game. I mean, I'm saying they used the tight ends.
Yeah, I got you.
Which they used the tight ends quite a bit the other night.
Yeah.
Hey, around the NFL was yesterday, but around the NFL today is significant because some of the quarterback stuff. You were right. Teddy Bridgewater gets the start. Fangio just riding with a guy that's veteran and give me something different. This is my year. I'm either done or we win.
Yeah.
And how good will that decision be, do you think? I mean, Denver, a lot of people are high on Denver being able to explode and surprise people.
For sure.
Are you?
I don't know. See, to me, Denver is almost like the Cincinnati Reds, where you get the sense that they're ready to explode, and then what do they do every single year? All right. I think
the Reds are in second in the wild card. They got a wild card.
What are they, 10 games now behind Milwaukee? No, who?
They were beating the Brewers.
Didn't beat Milwaukee last night. Tell you how much.
4-1.
Tried.
You talk about a team that leads all the time. The Reds are like that.
You talk about a team that manufactures runs any way possible. You had Giannis in the owner's box. Did you see him? Oh, he was fist pumping and everything. He likes what he invested in, as anybody should. I think with Denver, yeah, I think that they could be a pretty suitable team, pending, Chubb, Von Miller can stay healthy. Though, those are big pieces on defense. But I just think with Teddy Bridgewater, last year was Drew Lock's chance to say this was my team.
Yeah.
The draft said that, bringing Melvin Gordon said that, and he couldn't get the job done. So they had to go in a new direction. So they go, I think, the plan was Aaron Rodgers. Well, that backfired. So you go with Teddy Bridgewater, so be it. I think Teddy was always the play, and Drew was always going to be the backup, regardless of how this preseason went.
Yeah, is that it now for Drew Lock? I mean, who does he become? Like, who's Drew Lock now? Is Drew Lock
AJ McCarron?
Yeah, but did AJ McCarron even get a chance to start?
Didn't he come in and start though?
I could have, but it was like never his team. Didn't feel like AJ McCarron. I mean, is he Blake Bortles? Lock, where he's just going to bounce around now, and if somebody needs a second or third quarterback.
I mean, I would take. I would rather be called, with all due respect to Blake Bortles, I'd rather be called AJ McCarron than Blake Bortles.
Well, Blake had a way better career than AJ McCarron.
AJ McCarron's still playing though, huh?
He is, but
still. I think he got hurt this season.
He just got hurt.
Season ACL.
That's why they worked out Bortles actually in Atlanta.
And by the way, I was way off. McCarron only started 4 games in his career, so not that much playing.
And
time.
not only that, by the way, you'd still rather be Blake Bortles. Bortles made a ton more money than AJ McCarron. I can tell you that.
Okay. I think AJ McCarron's been pretty good for himself, though.
Who would you rather be in college?
Hey, AJ, I mean, with all due respect to the bounce house at UCF, but I've been there for college game day. Not impressed. Okay, I'm going to Alabama.
I know who Brent Musburger would take.
That's what I was alluding to. That's what I was hoping you're going to bring that up. Yeah. Yeah, he might become Blake Bortles.
I'm trying to think of somebody else because Bortles is now bouncing a lot. So who else is stuck? Is he like
Teddy
playing Gabbert?
He might be Teddy Bridgewater.
Or he could become Bridgewater. Does he go in somewhere and win some games?
Yeah.
Plays more? Or it could be like Gabbert. I mean, Gabbert's become now a career backup.
True.
Hardly played a lot of games.
That's a good comparison.
How about Josh Rosen?
Yeah, but Rosen's a different story.
Not enough starts.
I know Rosen now is signed with Atlanta. Yeah. But, again, Rosen might be cut in 2 weeks for Bortles. For whatever reason. Somebody do a 30 for 30 on Rosen someday and tell us what. Seriously.
No, I hear you.
It's really got to be one of the most odd careers without getting hurt.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't get hurt at all, right? I don't think Rosen's been hurt.
No, just a victim of circumstance.
Circumstances, just not good. Well, not a long leash. Yeah. I mean, his over-under on staying with a team is like now, after he's been let go by Arizona, was like 3 months.
Let me ask you this, and it's obviously completely theoretical. If you give Josh Rosen the Sam Darnold leash, do you think Rosen becomes something? Or do you think it was always destined for him to be maybe a backup? And I know, we're never going to know, obviously. But, like Sam Darnold didn't really play his best football to start things off with, but he was the first-round pick. New York invested in him. They spent some time with him.
Yeah, and now Carolina is.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think I would probably buy into that if somebody did it. Now, nobody's going to do it. But I don't get the Rosen thing. I just don't understand how you can be that high of a draft pick and then you can be that bad so quickly. Like, what did everybody miss? Like, how did you get there? Or did something change that doesn't want to be publicized or whatever? But it's really hard for me to fathom being ranked as high as he was coming out of college, being drafted where he was, and then really given not much of a chance. Now, he's been bouncing around, so he's had chances there. And those people don't think he's good. So now there's 3 or 4 NFL teams that basically saying, hey, this guy's no good. Mm-hmm. So is he just that bad? I guess he's probably just that bad. I think if Sam Darnold were to be on the street, I think there'd be people lining up to go get him.
Sure.
I don't think that's the case. I mean, Rosen's been on the street.
Yeah.
And it takes till August whatever, to bring him in.
Never forget when Josh Rosen said at the draft, the teams ahead of me made 9 mistakes.
That's a good point.
So that's what he was. He was a 10th overall pick.
Yeah. He was feisty, let's just say, when he got drafted.
Upset.
I'm telling you, to me, he'd be a fascinating – if somebody were to tell the full story on Rosen and what's going on, and again, that might not happen until after, down the road, I think that'd be really fascinating. Hey, Mac Jones, I saw today, there's a joint practice the Patriots have, 35 of 40 in today's practice. I mean –
that's good.
Listen, how good is Mac Jones?
Yeah.
Is he? I try to say, hey, let's not go crazy in the preseason. But
we're about to go wild, yeah.
But Mac Jones looked good in game one. Mm-hmm. You heard the noise about practice. He was looking pretty good in camp.
Yep.
He looked good, better in game 2. Mm-hmm. Now he's in a week where there's a potential chance for him to pounce on an opportunity. If this reporter was right out of whatever joint practices they're doing, 35 out of 40?
I mean, the dude was literally number 50, 4 weeks ago, and now all of a sudden,
10 days ago. Yeah, 10 days ago.
What a story. Good for him, man.
The Patriots didn't just do this, though, did they?
What do you mean?
The Patriots didn't
just
go.
You know what's going to happen. This is Tom Brady Jr. That's what we're talking about now.
I love Mac, and so I guess I should root for Mac to be the next Tom Brady, but I have a hard time rooting for the Patriots to find another Tom Brady.
It's kind of it's a Derrick Henry effect. We love Derrick Henry, we respect it, but we don't like seeing Derrick Henry run over the Jaguars every single season.
Derek's worse in that regard because he's in the division.
Sure, but if Mac Jones is hoisting Super Bowl after Super Bowl, you gonna be upset?
Probably.
Yes. No story for Mac Jones, huh? Nope.
No.
Nope.
Mac Jones, Trevor Lawrence. Who wins more Super Bowls?
How old's Belichick? Somebody send Kraft back to South Florida.
If he starts reading Tom,
whatever it takes. No more Super Bowls in New England. We'll be back. Action Sports Jags on ESPN 690.
I'm done.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Tracking a mainly dry evening, partly cloudy skies, temperatures in the 80s. Overnight, we dropped out into the 70s, a few coastal morning showers, and some midday and afternoon rain and thunderstorms for Thursday, but highs in the mid to upper 80s. From the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Garrett Beatonball.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds, where for a limited time, get 0% financing for 5 years, only at Beard's Diamonds.
Can you picture a better way to spend a beautiful fall day supporting a great cause than on the world-renowned stadium course at TPC Sawgrass? Ronald McDonald House Jacksonville will host its annual Golf Classic event 9:30 a.m. Monday, October 11 at TPC Sawgrass. Experience an unforgettable afternoon of golf while supporting critically ill children and their families. For details and to register your foursome, visit www.rmhcjacksonville.org.
Hey, boss. Just got done with Case in Neighborhoods. Hey, have you noticed more Safe Touch security signs in yards lately?
No, I'll bet it's because of back to school.
Back to school?
Yeah. See, back in the old days, parents who worked in the afternoon had no idea when Junior got home from school, right?
Yeah. Oh, but now with Safe Touch, the app lets him know exactly when he walks in the door.
Right. Parents love it. And Safe Touch video monitoring can show him exactly who the precious angel is walking in with.
Oh, I get it. Safe Touch is like an extra pair of eyes for mom and dad.
Right. So the kids are never home alone.
And parents are never away from home.
Precisely. It's also one more reason why we crooks got our golden rule. Stay away from Safe Touch houses. Simple as 2 + 2.
Crooks know to stay away from Safe Touch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Call Safe Touch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Are you a recent high school graduate who hasn't made up their mind about what they want to do for their career? Or possibly you're already working, but you're stuck in a dead-end job? If so, then I'm here to tell you about JTech. JTech is a local school that offers hands-on essential career training. Have you heard about the massive increase in online ordering since the pandemic started? That means that more people are needed who can service diesel trucks. Diesel technology is an important part of the transportation industry, and qualified diesel technicians play a huge role in keeping that industry moving. At JTech, they're helping to meet the demand for skilled diesel technicians by offering a 91 credit hour ASE-based diesel technology program. This program is going to help you give you the hands-on skills and confidence needed to launch a successful career in diesel technology. To learn more about JTech, visit jtech.org or call them at 904-483-9460. Ask for Hank to set up an appointment to tour the campus or get your questions answered. That's 904-483-9460 or visit jtech.org.
It is the home of the Action Sports Jacks Dream 18, and make it your home course as well. The golf club at Southampton in North St. Johns County, located off County Road 210. It's family-owned and operated. Southampton is a fun course to play, and the golf club at Southampton offers club membership programs starting at just $79. With its elite practice facilities and player-friendly golf course design, it'll be your gateway to a great time with the family or with your buddies. For information on the membership programs, call the golf club at Southampton, 904-287-PLAY. Again, it's 904-287-PLAY.
At Tire Outlet, we're committed to providing our customers with professional and honest automotive recommendations. Don't believe us? Check out our reviews online and see why we're Jacksonville's preferred automotive shop.
Great guys to work with, always very helpful and affordable.
With 12 locations across Northeast Florida, Tire Outlet can help keep you and your family safe on the road, wherever you are.
Wholesale prices, premium service, Tire Outlet.
The new era has arrived for Jacksonville football. New coach, new superstars, and a new reason for optimism. One consistent is Tailgaters Parking will be delivering the very best tailgating experience anywhere at the bank. Come see for yourself. Tailgaters doesn't just talk a big game, they deliver. Tailgaters is right across the street from TIAA Bank Field. Have clean, permanent restrooms, great food options, a full liquor bar, and parking spots on a well-kept grass lot. Check out Tailgaters Parking at tailgatersparking.com to reserve your spot now.
It's a national sales event at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned, and Arlington's got over 400 used available. Yep, 400. Come to Arlington Pre-Owned and you'll find Jeeps, Chevys, Fords, Hondas, Toyotas, imports, domestics. Arlington's got it all. Plus, during the national sales event, enjoy no payments until 2022. 2022. And you get Arlington's 30-day exchange program with your purchase. That's 30 days to love your purchase or exchange it. Shop in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard and at arlingtontoyota.com. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/August for full details.
One of the more difficult issues facing small businesses today is having enough work to keep good employees. What if your business was affected by a sudden or extended drop in income because of COVID-19? What can be done to ensure that the people who are your top performers remain with you? Many of our SCORE volunteers have faced similar situations and willing to share their expertise. Take advantage of the opportunity to gain their knowledge by registering to participate in a SCORE webinar or schedule a free confidential meeting with a counselor at jacksonville.score.org.
Listen to ESPN 690 anytime, anywhere, on any device. Whether you're at home or on the go, get the latest on the Jags, FSU, the Jumbo Shrimp, and Action Sports Jacks on Odyssey.com. That's AUDACY.com or on ESPN690.com.
The greatest ability is availability, and right now Cam Newton's not available to the Patriots. And as long as he's not available, then Mac Jones gets to take the reps with the starting offense. Those are more chances to impress, more chances for him to learn the offense, more chances for him to make a mark on this coaching staff as it tries to decide a starting quarterback. Now, it is maintained that Cam Newton was the likely Game 1 opening day starter. But again, Mac Jones has something to say about that, and we'll see what he can do in practice this week against the Giants.
That is Adam Schefter. More on Mac Jones. We're going to have more on Mac and the other rookie quarterbacks coming up at Football at 5 as we grade the rookies. We think Cam Newton is still starting. So this is less about Mac right now. I mean, I guess it's a little bit about Mac. But let's take the QB situations around the league. I want you to tell me, are they the right move or you think they'll end up being the wrong move?
Okay.
Cam Newton, assuming he starts in New England, because that's all we really have until Mac makes him change their mind right away. Good move, bad move.
To start Cam Newton would be a good move.
All right. Jimmy Garoppolo.
Do you want an explanation? No, we're just going.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked so much about that one. Okay. I guess I kind of know.
Okay.
I guess I could piggyback. This isn't really about, hey, do you think Mac Jones will play at some point in the year?
Yeah.
Because I think we both kind of feel that could happen, right? Or do you think Cam holds him off?
Man, it depends how the Patriots are going to do this year.
Yeah.
You know, and I think they're going to be a good team. And I don't think if they do lose, Cam Newton's going to be the issue. So I wouldn't be surprised if Cam Newton takes it the entire season.
It's funny. We don't usually, vastly disagree on things.
Yeah.
I can't imagine a scenario where Cam Newton makes it through the year as the starting quarterback of the Patriots. I just think he's shown that little. He's been very inconsistent.
Sure.
And he's just not the same guy. And if you have Mac who's doing this, I think there's going to be a couple of week stretch where I think Belichick's going to have to do something to spark the team. I just don't think they're that good of a football team on paper. I don't think they're that good enough to overcome some bad quarterback play. And he has shown the ability to play bad and be very inconsistent.
I just think that with Cam Newton, you don't have to play outside yourself. Just be a game manager.
That's true.
I think you have a running game. I think your defense is going to be pretty solid. So I think you can play complementary football, and you're obviously well coached. I think they can win some ball games. Let's kind of, before we get in, it's a great game, by the way. We're kind of getting sidetracked here a little bit, and I apologize.
Okay.
But
I like that.
I think their buy is.
If I get sidetracked on TV, I got to go to commercial.
Yeah, for sure.
Not here.
Let's just. I'm not sure when their bye week is, but let's just say it's about halfway through the season. So let's say they're 8 games in. Nice even number. All right. So they're 8 games in, coming to the bye week, and they make a decision. How many games in those 8 games does Cam Newton have to win to keep his job before you're like, all right, it's Mac Jones time? Like, do you have to go 500? Do you have to go better than 500? What are you thinking?
That's a good question.
Out of 8 games. What does the record have to be for Cam Newton to keep his job?
I would say if he's 500, there'll still be a very good chance he keeps his job.
Okay. 4-4.
But it won't take much on the other side of that to go 4-5 and see you.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
No.
I think he'll be given the chance because 4-4, if you're 4-4 through 8, you're right in the mix. It's hard for somebody to run away from you in a 17-game season. So even Buffalo, let's just say they're very good. Okay, but the wild card teams are not going to run away from you, most likely. Because the question sooner or later they're going to have to ask, okay, managing, is he okay? Are we winning some games with Cam? That's fine. But don't you have to sooner or later ask, and this is more on Mac, can this guy take us to a next level, right? Can he really propel us? That's what you got to ask. Are we better with this guy because he can do more things? And I think eventually the answer to that question is yes. And I think that happens sooner than later this year. And that's if Mac doesn't keep doing what he's doing and he makes you change your mind anyway. Because we know what Cam Newton is, I think. We know what he was. We know what he now is. We don't know exactly what Mac Jones is and what he might be. And I think everybody loves the fact that what it might be could be something very good.
You know what's crazy about the Patriots in those first 8 games of the season? 5 of them are at home.
That's helpful.
That's very helpful.
But it would be also helpful if you start a rookie with 5 of them at home.
That's a good point, too. That's a good point, too. And in terms of the schedule, I've seen harder.
Who do they have?
I mean, so Miami at New England. Then you go to the Jets. Saints at New England. I'm not sold on the Saints yet. We'll see. Tampa Bay at New England. Then you're going to Houston, who could be, the darling team. We'll see. The Cowboys at Patriots, and then Jets at Patriots.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Again, I just don't know if the Patriots are good, but not great to me. So
I don't. You know me, man. I just maybe it's not fair, but I was a history. I can't fathom a Patriots team that doesn't win at least 8 games every single year.
The bottom line is what the Patriots even did last year with what they had. And I know
with
it wasn't
the play
great.
of Cam Newton.
Yeah,
too,
with the
by
play of Cam Newton. And what like a team like Pittsburgh does when they don't have everything.
Mm-hmm.
They still find ways to win. And so I understand why people have a hard time getting off the fact that they are going to find a way to win some games, and maybe if it goes right at the QB spot, you can win more games. So I get it. All right, let's continue around. Andy Dalton's the guy in Chicago to start the season. Right move, wrong move?
Wrong move. I think Justin Fields should be the clear-cut starter. I think he makes your offense more dynamic. I think if you're, if you're Matt Nagy, every game is being watched underneath the microscope and you're fighting for your job right now, why wouldn't you fight for your job with the more dynamic guy that you vouched for, that you traded up for?
It's really interesting because we already talked a little bit about Bridgewater, and so you think it's the right move, so we don't have to go to Denver. And I understand the Bridgewater move with Fangio because you've seen Drew Lock and you haven't seen enough good to kind of buy in. And Bridgewater's had some success. He's gone on these weird runs in his career, even though he doesn't get you totally excited as a starting QB. So I understand what Fangio, in a similar kind of year as Nagy, is doing. I agree with you on the Fields front because we know what Dalton is. And while I don't know if Dalton has fallen off the table as much as even Cam Newton appears to have fallen off the table, the gap was big there. I mean, Cam Newton was an MVP one time. Andy Dalton was never that.
Sure.
I think you can get some whatever kind of play out of Dalton, and that's kind of what you're expecting. If I'm Nagy, I'm throwing my chips in, and I'm saying if I want to keep my job, if I want this team to be good, we have some good players around here. If I want to go the next step and have this job for a while, I'm going with the kid and seeing what he's got because I already know what the other guy's got. And so I think it's the wrong move to go Andy Dalton as well. I don't know if what's Chicago? You have Chicago's schedule?
Yeah.
What's their first 4 games? Give me their first 4.
At L.A. playing the Rams.
Oof.
Yeah. Welcome to the NFL, rookie.
Maybe that's why they're starting Dalton.
Sure. Game number 2, you get the Bengals coming to Chicago.
Okay.
Then it's at the Browns.
Okay.
And then Lions coming to Chicago.
Okay. So
2-2.
What are they going to do?
I mean,
like they have to go 2-2.
Have to.
Like they have to.
Better.
Yeah. And so Dalton ain't beating the Rams.
Yeah,
that's on the road.
At LA. Yeah, that's gonna be a rough one.
And what you would say is, Brett, well, neither is Justin Fields. And I'd say, I don't know. Maybe he will. They don't know what to even game plan for with Justin Fields.
True.
Like, does Fields give you a better chance than Dalton to win that game? And I think the answer is yes, for a variety of reasons, and some of it just being game 1 of the NFL season.
Yeah.
Does he give you a better chance to beat the Browns than Andy Dalton? I would say yes. So I think Dalton is not the right answer in Chicago. If I was Nagy, I'd be pushing all my chips in. I agree with you. I think Justin Fields
is on the hot seat, right? I'm not speaking out of line here. You have to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, but again, if you play the kid and he shows you signs and maybe surprises everybody and does well, if he has Herbert.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying it's the Minshew effect with Doug Marrone and maybe keeping their jobs for another year.
But he doesn't even have to have a Justin Herbert kind of season.
Yeah.
But if he does and it comes with wins, well, then you're golden. You don't have to worry about it. You're off the hot seat.
Sure.
If it doesn't come with wins, kind of like the Chargers, what happened to them. Now, again, this is a weird spot, right? Because it didn't save Anthony Lynn's job.
Good point. Herbert played out of his mind.
But at least you might make him think, if this kid plays well, Nagy got him to play well. You want the consistency of the kid going into year 2 to keep with the same coaching staff. Like, if you're just looking for your job, I think Fields is the guy to play. And the irony of it all is most people think he's playing Dalton just because he's looking out for his job. It's not the better thing for the team.
Yeah. It is an interesting stat, though, because like we think of Minshew, and maybe the reason why Doug Marrone was retained for another year was because of Minshew. But then you see the Chargers and Anthony Lynn being an offensive-minded guy. You got one in Justin Herbert, it looks like. Didn't even matter. You're gone.
Yeah, and I think it was more what was eye-popping on the Anthony Lynn front is the way they lost some of those games and some of the coaching that went on. I think that hurt him more than anything else. Yeah. And they obviously see a guy in Herbert that's like, he's not going to be bothered by a change in coaching. He can handle it. So it'll be very interesting to see it play out. All right, Garoppolo, Trey Lance. Does Trey Lance have any chance to overtake Jimmy G? And is Jimmy G the right call in San Fran?
Until Trey Lance looks a little more comfortable back there, there's no shot. And I think Jimmy G is the right guy to be starting week 1.
This is one where I feel like, in an odd way, Lynch and Shanahan have created so much equity for themselves. Yet if you look at their record, it's not that great. Now, they've had some bad luck, but they went to a Super Bowl. And they've built some equity where we all, and by the way, I'm guilty of this. I think they're doing a hell of a job out there. They built a great roster. They've got this. This is a good move. Get Trey Lance.
Good
Shanahan's
defense.
a genius.
Dynamic offense.
But if you look at their record, you're like, okay, why do we think this?
Injuries, though.
I know.
Injuries are big.
They've had the injuries. But they also signed a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo. That was on them. They signed him. Right?
Yeah, paid him a lot of money.
It's an interesting deal out there. But I think they have to, even those guys who have built up equity, my point in this is they have to play Jimmy G. Everybody knows this whole Trey Lance thing was, hey, the guy's kind of green, let him get acclimated to the NFL. Let him learn some things behind Jimmy Garoppolo. And, oh, by the way, we're paying Jimmy Garoppolo a lot of money.
Yeah.
Let him play his way out of here.
Yeah.
Right? So doesn't it feel like they have to play Jimmy Garoppolo?
See, I feel like you have to play Jimmy Garoppolo because when he's in, I feel like the team does pretty well. If you look at Jimmy Garoppolo's overall record, he went 13-3 that Super Bowl year. He was 3-3 last year before he got hurt. He was 5-0 before he got hurt in 2017. So, he's had some success when he's playing. It's just the fact that he gets hurt, and you can't, that happens sometimes. So, he doesn't lose his job because he got hurt. So, yeah, he's a starter. And then Zach Wilson, obviously, starter.
Yeah, there's no decision to be made there. Yeah. Urban Meyer, make the right decision. I think everybody says yes.
Yes.
It just took him too long.
Yes. Get him, Brent.
I almost had to get. Did you see when we had Toriano Morgan?
Yeah,
hasn't decided on his QB yet. And they got a game Saturday.
I was going to say, what is it with quarterback controversies in Jacksonville? I was going to say that, but I'm like, Coach.
I know. I didn't have a good way to. I didn't know enough about the situation.
Yeah,
Let's just say that.
Who knows?
All right, we come back. Austin's favorite segment of the week.
Golf picks?
Dude, Austin's killing us, dude.
Oh, are we doing golf picks?
Listen.
And we're supposed to know what we're doing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are we doing golf picks?
Whoa. Don't let me into this, Casey.
Are we doing golf picks?
You do a podcast.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You do a podcast.
I'm sorry. Back to back, Tommy Nam. What's up right now? Let's do this.
Back to back over Brent. We tied that 1 week.
Yeah. Everybody forgets about my Olympic success. That was just like a month ago.
Oh, man.
We'll be back. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
What's up? It's Casey of Action Sports Jax. If you can't catch the show live, just search Action Sports Jax wherever you get your podcasts to make sure you don't miss moments like this.
Now, keep in mind, you're sitting next to Mr. Thanksgiving right now because I absolutely stuffed the stat column.
You sure did.
And they called me Mr. Thanksgiving.
Nobody
called
you. Nobody called you that.
I don't want to brag.
You called yourself that, maybe.
I don't want to brag. We're talking 4 points.
Yep.
We're talking 2 rebounds.
Yep.
We're talking a steal.
Okay.
We're talking a block.
Yep.
And I almost broke a guy's ankle. I'm just saying, if you find yourselves around some Jacksonville Giants and all of a sudden one of them starts saying, is that stovetop dressing?
Oh, jeez.
What is that? What is that? Is that cranberry sauce? Oh, Mr. Thanksgiving's in the house. And that's who you know they're talking about me.
Temperatures keep climbing and hotter weather means your body needs more water. Stay hydrated. CGC Water Treatment wants to make sure the water you and your family drink is cleaner, healthier, and tastes great. It starts with the Connecticut system, proudly made in America and installed by the pros CGC Water. Not sure about your water? Call CGC. They'll analyze your water for free. I haven't had to worry about my water since I got mine installed because Connecticut systems remove up to 99% of the contaminants. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Connecticut makes the world's most efficient softeners, non-electric twin tanks that use less salt and water during regeneration. Save up to $500 on select softener and RO systems this month. Financing available with a credit. Call CGC Water at 904-552-1242. Call and ask about Conway Club, the new service program that will save you money on salt, filters, delivery, parts, and labor. Tell them Brent sent you and find out all the details and all the great ways you can save. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com, your local independent Connecticut dealer. No matter what you are driving, you can step up to luxury now at any of the Fields Auto Group dealerships in Jacksonville. Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Yes, it's luxury for less at all Fields Auto Group locations in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll also be part of their exclusive Fields Amenities program, where you will get complimentary loaners, car washes, and cafes. So whatever you're driving, see Fields first and step up to luxury for less during this amazing opportunity. Visit fieldsauto.com.
Currently, Encore Borland Groover Clinical Research, EBGCR, has a new clinical trial with Dr. Pino and Dr. Annie Lancani of Borland Groover for patients diagnosed with eosinophilic disease or individuals experiencing weekly unresolved chronic IBS with symptoms including bloating, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, cramping, abdominal pain, and other persistent GI concerns. Studies are currently ongoing across Jacksonville and St. Augustine, and you may be eligible to participate in a clinical study. To learn more, call 904-680-0871 or ebgcr.com/contact.
Anyone can talk like they're a big dog, but few actually walk the talk. We're not the only plumbing company claiming same-day water heater service. In fact, a lot of customers have called us after other companies failed to come through on their same-day service talk. Fortunately, Griffin Service delivers. We eat big dogs for lunch. And we fix what others can't. Some of that's knowing the science, engineering, and craft of AC and plumbing better than the Bubbas, but it's also better planning. The key to actually doing same-day water heater replacement is having water heaters in stock and ready to go. And that's what we do. Gas, electric, tank, tankless, we got them all in stock and ready to roll for you. So if you want to avoid the bait and switch turd bucket tactics of the Bubbas, or if you discover you're in the middle of an all-talk, no-walk situation with a wannabe, well, you know who to call, right?
GriffinService.com.
CMC 1250-697.
The Women's Board of Wolfson's Children's Hospital proudly announces a schedule for the 2021 Florida Forum Speaker Series. Grammy Award winner and songwriter Tim McGraw on September 22nd. Four-time Super Bowl champion and broadcaster Terry Bradshaw on October 26th. And Major General Charles F. Woolley Jr., retired Marine officer, astronaut, and former NASA administrator, on November 17th. The series will take place at the Times Union Center for the Performing Arts. Get your tickets today at thefloridaforum.com.
Galaxy Builders, they're out of this world. Galaxy Builders, they're out of this world.
Attention residential roof repair technicians. Do you feel a lack of support from your boss or feel you're underpaid? If so, Galaxy Builders wants to interview you today. Galaxy Builders is hiring experienced roof repair technicians and offers a $5,000 signing bonus, 401k plan, and a fully outfitted company truck. Fill out the Contact Us form at galaxyfla.com to schedule an interview.
Summertime tips from Paul, Kristen, and Dexter at Total Wine and More.
Topping your burger with grilled onions and blue cheese? Take it to the next level with Carbon Cabernet Reserve, rated 92 points, an incredible value.
And nothing beats a buttery Chardonnay with grilled corn on the cob.
Feeling adventurous? Come on in. Let's try a smoky mezcal for mind-blowing margaritas.
Wondrous selection, expert guides, totally low prices. Order delivery in St. Augustine, Amelia Island, and surrounding areas at TotalWine.com. Drink responsibly, B21.
Hey, it's Brett Mortno from Action Sports Jacks. Did you know you can watch our radio show? Yeah, video of a radio show. Just search ESPN 690 Jacks on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.
Besides the fact that I'll put money on first round leader Cameron Tringale, how about a guy that's finished in a top 10 lock, of course? How about a guy that's finished in his last four starts second, 23rd, second, and 8th? Junior, who would that be? Usually, when we talk about this gentleman, one would say, nah.
Oh, Kevin Na. Yeah, I
give me Kevin Na. Kevin Na is on fire.
I looked at that too.
I was so confused. That was our rejoin of what we had done before. Welcome to Golf Picks.
Yeah,
where we're all confused. Okay, maybe.
I to the trouble to pull a clip of myself talking on my podcast, and Brent says my mic's not on.
Well, because that's what threw me, because I knew that it sounded different. I'm like, what's he playing right now?
Yeah.
It's like, and there was one other technical part we weren't sure about, so that had me really thrown off. I've done this before, folks. Don't worry. I'll
good, man.
I'll be back at it.
You're good.
Football at 5. coming up in just a little bit. We rank the rookie report card and give out some grades. That's coming up in just a bit. But it's Austin's favorite time of the show.
3 weeks in a row, Brent. I mean, my back can only take so much of carrying this segment. But
Can't wait till the real season starts. This warm-up is really
What do you mean?
good.
No, this ain't no preseason.
Yeah, it's great.
That's
like
the BMW now.
You know, like
What
the
are they?
Houston Texans, man.
Nah, man, this the BMW championship. This is a quality
It
car
is.
we're talking about here.
This is a new course.
Nice purse.
Was it tough to do your homework?
I'm still thinking about it. So, yeah, we'll see. It's in Maryland?
Yes.
That's correct.
Big purse? They've got to be big purse.
Very
Gotta be
large.
big.
FedEx Cup.
$1.7 million.
Pocket change. Okay.
Brent, you're going to lead us off.
I'm leading off.
I got some things to work through back here.
Okay.
What, you praying?
It's, well, here's the deal. What I'm not going to do today is something I've done twice in the last 2 weeks.
Choke?
A little bit.
Okay.
Because I said, I like Webb Simpson. Nah, let me go with Louis Oosthuizen.
Okay.
Right? That was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Louis pulls out of the event, withdraws with a neck injury.
Yeah.
Then last week, I said, I really like Kevin Na here. But I said, nah.
Should have said.
And I should have said, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
And I went with Colin Morikawa.
Yeah.
And Morikawa tells us after 2 rounds that his back's been hurting him. Couldn't have told us that on Wednesday?
Wait, so he's not playing this championship?
Well, he's out.
He's out?
He is out.
Is he out?
He wasn't out yesterday. Is he out now?
Oh, maybe he's just still nursing that back. I got the impression when I read it that he was going to shut it down.
Oh, he's going to be...
But
okay.
listen, it doesn't matter if Colin Morikawa is playing. I'm
Because
not
you're not
picking
him. Okay. I was thinking about it.
Go ahead.
No, that's fine. We're good.
You
We're good.
should.
No, we're good. Keep going.
Here's what I'm going with. I'm not going to... My point is I'm not giving you another name that I might go with. I got to break this streak.
Do what you got.
I'm just going to go with who I'm picking.
Just jump in the pool.
I'm jumping in the pool.
Don't dip your toes. Just jump, dive right in, Brent.
Cannonballs.
Yes.
And
swan dive this thing.
In the past, when I've picked this guy, he hasn't done that great, but he's going to do awesome this week. Go get it, JT. Justin Thomas for my pick. Shake your head if you want, Casey.
Oh,
Justin
no,
Thomas.
Casey's shaking his head.
I'm coming after you. This week, I've got Justin Thomas.
You seen Justin Thomas recently? Yikes.
Casey, who you got for us? Because I'm going to need a little more time.
How many times have you won in the last couple of weeks, Casey?
I tied once.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a technicality, though. You don't win on technicalities. not in this show.
Okay. Well, if you listen to my great rejoiner.
That was awesome.
Thank you. Give me Kevin Na. I'm going with
Oh, Brent. And this is the best. Because even if I lose this now, I feel like that was a diss towards you. Like he's calling you out right now.
He is.
All right. Well, now the moment that we have been waiting for.
Na's
right?
been playing well.
He has been playing very good golf. Obviously, Casey, new course.
We believe you.
Right? New course, BMW Open. BMW what? Championship.
That's correct.
Yep.
I assume probably iron's going to be a big deal here. Maybe some putting.
Yeah.
Drives might.
Always good.
Probably, I mean, if it's BMW, you got to have that long drive, right?
You do.
All right, so here's what I'm thinking for this tournament. I think of BMW, and the first thing, and it's not fair, and shout out to BMW if you want to sponsor the show one day, but I think of BMW and I think of trust fund kids. I don't know why, but that's what I think of. So I think of if you're a trust fund kid, you get your parents' Beamer, right?
Yeah.
And then
Let's
9
hope
times
they're
out
not
of 10,
sponsoring the show right now.
and then 9 times out of 10, that kid probably is on his cell phone and he runs into like another car in the parking lot, and then he trashes the Beamer, right? It's his tale as old as time. It's tradition in Ponte Vedra and other communities like that alike. So with that being said, I got to look for the guy that looks like he's the most trust fund worthy of getting a BMW because he looks young.
This is starting to sound like the fishing report. From
so
yesterday.
easy now. Not calling anybody out here like that. So with that being said, go ahead and give me this guy. I've been following him a lot. I like what he brings to the table. Go ahead and give me Joaquin Niemann. Joaquin Niemann. Joaquin Niemann?
Yeah.
What, is that his name?
Joaquin Niemann.
Joaquin Niemann is going to bring it home for us at the BMW Championship.
You know what's getting scarier is these are not bad picks. Never
seriously?
once have they been bad
I'm not
picks.
gonna lie, I've never heard
He
it.
picked Seamus one time.
But tell me this isn't a trust fund kid getting a BMW from his parents.
I don't think that's the Neiman story.
It's
not the Neiman story.
Not. I'm saying he looks like it, though, with that big smile. He's like, all right, Dad, let me get those keys.
I got to I got a feeling if you look at the bios on a PGA Tour page, you probably could pick out a lot of those.
There's probably a lot of those, yeah.
In all fairness.
Yeah, I got you.
But actually, Neiman is not. He's actually an unbelievable story.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
He's really good, too. He's having a
good
great
player.
year.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest, never heard of the guy, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Cool.
His name is also Joaquin, but
Joaquin.
Okay.
And here's the problem with this, because I've done this on TV before. And who's the actor? Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix.
So I always like
Joker, he was.
Yeah. And I'm always like, okay, am I call it which is it the same? Is it not? Is it similar? So okay, you got Neiman. Who's won a couple times, I believe, on tour. A couple now? Yeah,
in his career, yeah. Not this year.
Oh, yeah, not this year, yeah.
He's been good this year. He just hasn't figured out how to win yet, but he will.
This is
probably starting tomorrow.
I got Justin Thomas. You have Kevin Na. And I think this is an interesting one because of the new course. Like, these guys love to be horses for courses, you know? And
is that a known phrase?
Yeah.
Okay,
they like that.
Okay.
You know, that the knowledge, when you have no idea how a course is going to react, if the wind's different, the turf, if rain comes. These guys are real creatures of habit. So not the knowledge of this course will be an interesting test. And I think that happens a lot of times. You'll get somebody out of the blue that can win.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. And that's why I think it's going to be extremely difficult to figure out fantasy this week where you want to go. And that's why I think it's important to look at guys that have been playing well recently, because like a guy like Kevin Na, for example, he has 3 out of his last 4 top 10s, and they were all different courses. So somebody like that is who you're looking for. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure.
Yeah, we'll see. So Austin over its last month in these golf picks has gone with now Trust Fund Kids. New Jersey Boy.
New Jersey Boys.
Bio, just a flat-out bio picture.
Bio picture.
How did we get to Seamus, that one? What was that one?
Name.
That was just a name game?
It sounded like a, wasn't there something with anime?
That was the Olympics. You picked all the guys that sounded like
Olympics.
anime.
And then the other one was Cameron Smith looked like something.
Jersey.
No, he wasn't Jersey.
It wasn't Jersey. It was somebody else.
Oh, Memphis. Mullet. You said he could eat barbecue.
Memphis, he needs some barbecue now.
Yeah.
With that mullet.
Cam Smith, by the way, is playing excellent golf.
Yeah.
If he didn't hit one into the ocean, he might have won it.
Yeah. He's been that a couple of times now. If he didn't late in a round. So
he'll figure it out.
Football 5 coming up. QB rookie report card. Let's just hope Austin doesn't win golf this week.
You better hope I don't.
We'll be back on ESPN 690.